Bookkeeping sucks. It's the first thing real estate investors tell me when they find out I'm a bookkeeper. And honestly, I get it. It's not sexy. It doesn't feel productive. It doesn't give you that dopamine hit like finding a great deal or closing a new property. It just feels like another chore, another task on your list to check off. But it doesn't ever get checked off because, oh, I can finish that right before tax season. Yeah, the IRS is going to pick it up hard anyways, so why should we devote too much time to it? But what if I told you that bookkeeping only sucks when it's misunderstood, and that you could actually start to like bookkeeping once you see how much power it gives you? Let's chat. Okay, let's get real. Why does bookkeeping feel so awful? Most of the time it's delayed gratification. You don't see the benefits immediately, and you may actually never have that aha moment of, oh, bookkeeping did this for me, unless somebody looks at it and sees a glaring error, and then it makes you feel like crap because you missed a big error. So yeah, it's not immediately like, oh yay, I did my bookkeeping. You don't instantly see those rewards with clean books like you do with cash flowing property or a successful rehab. And you don't need to do your books to see the cash coming in. But it just stinks because it's just another chore. It feels like it's that chore is for someone else to do. Maybe your CPA, maybe your bookkeeper, the IRS, a lender. They want to look at it. And of course, when that is your mindset, you don't see how valuable it is for you and for your business. And that also means it never feels urgent. It's somebody else asking for things. It's not something you want to use. So yeah, I take that back. It doesn't feel urgent until it is, until taxes are there and you need to get that done. Or you're trying to close on a property and they want updated financials, and oh, this one isn't going to work, and where's this cash flow, and what happened to this money, and then you've got to figure out where it all is, and you think, oh, I just have one bank account, it comes in and out, but then there's so many things that come into play with depreciation and just all the things that go on. Like, is it a capital expense? Do we put it on the balance sheet? Do we go on the profit and loss? It's overwhelming. I get it. And it's not common knowledge. People also, for many, many years, have been hiring or tasking a loved one, a spouse, a relative, to take care of the bookkeeping for little to nothing. And so it kind of gives it that stigma of, oh, it's easy enough for them to do for free, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal. So the biggest complaints I hear, or maybe not complaints or groans or mumblings about it, is it's just for taxes. Just get it done. Put something together. And no, I disagree with that. It's the best way to know what your portfolio is actually doing. Taxes are just one small part of it. You can see the money coming in and going out, and you can look at your bank balance, and it may be very flush, but you may actually not be making profit because maybe it's one project that kind of carried that, and you would be making more if you got rid of another project or property. So much information within it, and we'll talk about all that in a little bit, but it's boring. Yeah, it can be boring to someone who is disconnected from the results. If you're like, yeah, no, I don't care what it says, I'm just gonna do what I do anyways. I do all my analyzing and my pro formas and my spreadsheets beforehand, so I know what this property should be doing. I don't need to see it, but you do need to see it because the reality isn't what you pro forma'd before you purchased it when you were analyzing it. Good books will tell you if that property is profitable, if you should scale more in that area, what's your return on investment, and give you all of those great insights into what your properties are actually doing. It's overwhelming is another thing I hear. Yes, it is overwhelming, especially if no one has ever walked you through it in terms that you can understand. And it's fair to say that it's overwhelming when you don't understand it. And most things that you don't understand or that are new to you is overwhelming. I'm sure real estate at some point, there are some parts of it that do feel overwhelming because you're not familiar with it. But once you become familiar and an expert at it, it doesn't feel as overwhelming. So that's what I want to do for real estate investors with bookkeeping. I want to help you become more familiar with it, and you don't need a degree to become familiar with it. I have a DIY bookkeeping course that helps immensely with this. It takes a little over an hour to go through the whole thing, and I have people just astounded and like, wow, I understand this. I have, a weekly power hour where a bunch of us get together and talk about bookkeeping, and you can just sit in and listen and soak up the information a little at a time until finally you understand it and you're like, oh, okay, this is what's going on. Those are the three main things I hear about it. And there's also one other that people don't talk about openly, but when I can kind of dig some things out of it, they do start talking about it, and it's that they've had a bad experience with bookkeeping. Either another bookkeeper or their CPA just kind of threw things together, and it just, when the CPA asks, well, where's this, it feels like they're nagging, and that leads to the negative connotation around bookkeeping. And I want to change that for people. That's where I'm at. I want it to be an easier process. So now let's chat about the mindset shifts that can change everything around bookkeeping and your business. Shift number one is, instead of saying, oh, this is just for the IRS or for the lender or for the third party user, whoever it may be, you can start saying, this is for me. This is for me to use as a tool to strategically grow business. Clean books protect your time, your money, and your business, and your sanity. When you see where everything is going and you're confident in your profit margins and where everything is, you are much better prepared to make better offers, and go after better deals, because you know which areas are doing the best for you and what strategies are working the best for you. So yeah, it's not for them. It is for you. And I kind of just touched on this as well, but shift from it's just another task to check off. This is a growth tool. It's not just admin. It's how you know if your strategy is working. It's another tool in your toolbox to grow your portfolio. And shift number three is there's no payoff. There's no gratification from bookkeeping. To thinking, this helps me compound returns. The payoff isn't instant, I agree, but it does add up, just like interest. Smart investors don't ignore what grows slow, they lean into it. I helped grow a development/investment company from $8 million a year to $80 million a year. And it was hard in the beginning to get everybody on board for a monthly accounting meeting to look at the numbers. And even at the end, when I was at this job, everybody would groan when they would see the accounting meeting, come across their email. Like, here it is, here's the date, you have to be there. But at the end of every accounting meeting, everybody took let a deep breath, sigh of relief out, because they felt better prepared to make decisions, because they saw the big picture and all the decision makers were in the same room and they got on the same page and they saw the same thing. And it takes a while to get that team going and to grow that mindset and to do that on a monthly basis. But I promise you, it is what helps companies grow the most. So all this to say, bookkeeping feels like a chore because it doesn't give you that immediate win. I get it. But just because it's not flashy does not mean it's not powerful. Your books aren't just for your CPA or for the IRS, they are for you. You can scale smart. You can keep more of your cash. You can stop feeling like your finances are one big mystery. You got to keep an eye on it, see it every month. You may think, oh, I just see the same thing every single month. But that one month, that one thing gets off and you can see it quickly will pay dividends. I literally had a client miss paying a $20,000 insurance bill, and they were about 25 days late and it was about to be cut off when they saw their books and they were like, wait a minute, last year we paid this month. Why didn't we pay it this year? Long story longer, something got tweaked with the email address the bills were getting sent to, and it all got missed. They were, when it all was said and done, they were less than 24 hours away from all of their insurance getting canceled on one property. It could have been so devastating and detrimental, but it paid out because they saw that, they got it. They didn't have to renew, they didn't have to rewrite all new policies, which we know it goes up higher once it canceled. And even if you go one day without insurance, they'll jack it up because you aren't on top of your finances and everything. So all in all, if bookkeeping has ever made you feel stuck or stressed, comment below. Tell me your biggest frustration about it. Tell me your biggest story about it. I want to help shift your mindset and show you how this stuff can actually start working in your favor. I'm going to leave some links and some ways to get a hold of me in the description here. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and look for more information about this, and because I want to start helping people, and let's all get your bookkeeping caught up and in the right form so we can look at it on a monthly basis and make those great decisions. Thanks for listening. I'll catch you later.